Hello my friends, welcome back. Now this time we're supposed to split the objects with a split geometry level tool. Okay, when you click on it, we have a window like this that you can choose its type. The first one is a split by level, and the other one is split by interval. First, let's get to split by level. Well, as its name, when you want to split the objects, the elements, in terms of levels, you should use this type. We have minimum level and maximum level as well. You can specify each level for being the minimum and maximum level. And by checking this option, show levels, you can see the levels on the screen. Very nice. It shows us the levels. And now it is easier and better to specify the minimum levels or the maximum one. See, let me select the minimum level. Very good. Well, let me choose this level for the minimum. Yes, very good. And for its maximum, let me make it less one more. For example, this one. Very good. So that's it for minimum and maximum levels. And you can choose the type of split geometry here, category or filter, and even selection. For the selection type, if you click on apply, as you can see, it cuts the elements in terms of selection, which is so cool. Just like that. And if you click on category, you should specify the category for it. It could be floor, structural columns, etc. But here I want to select wall. And in terms of wall, it starts cutting just like that. Let me uncheck show levels. Very good. And as you can see, it splits them in terms of walls. Now this time I want to select a structural column. And as you can see, each column is a uniform shape, is a uniform element. But if I click on apply, then it starts cutting them into a separate part. Just like that. See? It is so functional and useful. And the last type here is filter, which is so functional as well. By this option, you're able to, select each object that you want to be cut. Yes. For example, you want to add some columns and some walls at the same time to be cut, and you can use them in your project. All right, let me click on cancel. I wanted to close the project and reload it, but it is unnecessary. I just need to click on undo all to bring them all back to the default status. Now, as you can see, all the elements are in a uniform shape. They are not split to their parts. Very good. All right, let's get to filter. You can use this option in this window, split geometry, or you can use this option separately in this part, filter C, but we'll talk about it later. Okay, let's get back to geometry levels split and click on new and choose a name for it. For example, structural columns. Let me type it here. Very nice, just like that. And now let's click on new here. And now you just need to select which one you want it to be in terms of, well, for example, Revit categories, in terms of Revit categories. And then click on this one, structural columns. Very good. Let me click on new again for parameters. For example, for the columns greater or equal to 3000 millimeters. So let me click on length. Very good. Greater or equal to 3100 millimeters, for example, and then apply. Okay, so it didn't work. Let's see why this happened. Parameter length. Let me get back to Revit. Well, as you can see, the length parameter is not available in Revit. Here, it is available in 2025 version. Therefore, we need to do this in terms of type. So let's see which type it is. Okay, W 14 in 109. Okay, let me click on type here, filter by type. Yes, and for its operator equal to W 14 in 109. Let me check it again if it is right. Yes, it is. And then apply. Okay, if I check this structure columns here, as you can see, it shows us these columns. All right, and let me see. I think one of them is wrong here, so it's needed to be edited. Click on parameter. Yes, here, apply. Now, as you can see, if I click on highlight, it only shows us the columns that we did filter them. So by this option, you're able to make the elements, the objects that you want separate from the others. Okay, let me see these levels. Well, if I click on apply, it starts cutting these columns, but we don't want it now. So that's it for a split by level. Let's change it to a split by interval. Very good. And after that, check show levels. Very nice. As you can see, these levels, it can cut the levels, in some specific intervals. For example, you want to cut the levels 3 meters by 3 meters, or even 4 meters by 4 meters. It depends on your choice. It depends on your project. So you can do it by this option. Very good. Well, in a split by interval, we have another option which is so amazing. Click starting offset and click ending offset. Well, let me show it to you how it works. In type selection, for example, this column, if you want to cut this column into the specific parts separately, you should click starting offset and click ending offset. So in this domain that we have, it starts cutting with some specific intervals that we specified here. For example, 3100 millimeters. And if I click on show levels, you can see that it cut these levels according to the intervals that we specified before. So amazing. Very good. And if you click on apply, this column was splitted into its parts, and you can select them separately. You can do this method in another way, which is type of filter. Yes, when I click on structure columns and show levels, very good, with this interval, and click on apply, it starts cutting all the columns with these details according to the intervals that we specified to their parts separately. So by this tool, split geometry, with these two parameters, by level and by intervals, you can split all the objects that you want.